one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
No, it's.
No, I'm just kidding.
I feel like this isn't entirely appropriate for Harrison's Court of Honor. This little bit of disorganization we've got going on here. So Harrison has asked to have several speakers. I don't think that's doing it. Oh, I gotta get really close. All right. So we're going to have a couple of speakers first, and then we will have the formal presentation of Harrison's award and whatnot. So first I would like to ask, Harrison has asked Greg Stubbe, is that correct?
Stubbe or not Stubbe?
Harrison has asked Greg to please come and speak on his behalf.
Okay, I don't think I know anyone here, but I know that I love you. I do. There's only a small number of reasons you would be here right now, and that makes us amazing for things that really matter in our country and in our world, because the components of character are being built here, and they've been on display. Now, I know a little bit about that, I think, not because I ever amounted to anything. I haven't yet. I haven't even grown up. But I spent 23 years in the United States Army, and 19 of those years were in the Special Forces, and I was on an A-team as a Green Beret for those years. There was a lot of conflict, there was a lot of fighting, there was a lot of service, a lot of training, a lot of dedication at a very high level of performance. And when I got into the Special Forces, I look back on it now, and I think I still had Similac on my breath. I think I was way too young to be doing those things. My emotional maturity didn't rise to the challenge of what I was being expected to do, the ways I was expected to perform each day. Now, young Harrison, I understand you're becoming an Eagle Scout. If this is for you anything like it was for me, in the biggest milestone of my life, I was never an Eagle Scout, so I hate you. But I can tell you one thing. Today marks a milestone of achievement, and you're becoming something that is an age-old honor. It is a distinguished achievement in American history, and some of the finest leaders in American history were Eagle Scouts first. That's you. That's you now. This wasn't the hard part. The hard part comes tomorrow when you are an Eagle Scout. Will you live like an Eagle Scout? Will you work like an Eagle Scout? Will you act like an Eagle Scout? Now, I know he will. I do. I know Harrison, unfortunately. I don't personally like him, but I understand what this achievement is. Harrison's a hard worker. He's a team leader. He assumes a leadership role even when he's not in charge. And we all know that the person designated to be in charge is not always the leader in the room. We follow the person that means the best and does the most with the right intentions. They're in the right place at the right time, in the right uniform with the right attitude. Harrison, that's you. and I personally appreciate that. I only knew in my Special Forces career of 2 students that came to our selection program and came through our training that were Eagle Scouts. And they had the easiest time of it. I hated them too. Because they had developed a structure early in life for working hard on the front end, putting the commitment in front, and taking responsibility not only for themselves, but for what's happening around them, and using their credentials to become something better that can help other people. And because of one Eagle Scout, there can be 1,000 people in the community that live with that same honor and act with that same honor because they know what it looks like. We can see it, we can hear it in you, Harrison, and we want to be more like you. Don't let that make your head big, because I will crush you. I wish we had more Eagle Scouts when I went to war, when we were in combat. I wouldn't wish that on anybody, but with an Eagle Scout, you know what you're getting. When you look to your left and to your right, you're looking at someone who wakes up and addresses the challenge and faces it every day, because no one cares if he woke up with diarrhea. No one cares what kind of a day Harrison's having. As an Eagle Scout, it's his job to perform. It's his job. It's his charge to lead. His responsibility to create, to generate, to lead. And leadership, to me, the final definition that I've settled on, leadership is the way one influences others to accomplish an objective, providing purpose, direction, and motivation. And I know Harrison has that, but I know many others of you do also. I see some other scouts here, and thank you for your service, because I know you're already serving. I see scout leadership here, and I don't know any of you, and I'm sorry for that. I don't live far away. You honor me, and you make all the things I went through in my service feel worthwhile to see the commitment you're making in our young people today. We all complain about the new generation, don't we? Don't we? Oh, they're worthless, aren't they? The young people, they're worthless today. But in our human history, there's never been a time when the senior generation approved of the junior generation. None of us got a pass. None of us. We were all turds. But it remains true today that the future rests on our young people. And in this room, we have a group of young people that are working on making the future better. Better. Maybe better than our generation. And if they don't wind up better than we are, then it's our fault. Who's the adult in the room anyway? So let's stop judging the younger generation. Let's stop standing around the campfire talking trash about them. And let's get to work talking to them, teaching them, mentoring them. Because if you're like me, when you grew up, there were things an adult would say in the room and they didn't even know you were there, but you've never forgotten what you heard. You've never forgotten what you saw. We are making an example every day, good or bad. Get in it. Get both feet in it. Let's do what we can, like these scout leaders here. Wow. We're all busy, aren't we? How do you find time to do it? But thank you. At the end of my career, I was wounded in Afghanistan. And I lost over half my intestines. I got third-degree burns over 30% of my body. My right foot and ankle were blown off below the knee. It was a hard day at the office. I got shot twice crawling away from the burning vehicle. And I'm not exaggerating about any of it. I then spent over a year in the hospital. And that's going from hero to zero in a very short period of time. People had to wipe my butt for me. And as a Green Beret, nobody ever trained me to do that. So the things I wish I could go back and learn have more to do with humility than greatness. And Harrison, I challenge you today. Let this be the beginning. And as much as you know, with as much as you've been through, as much as you studied, as much as you rehearsed and practiced and exercised and trained to do, to become an Eagle Scout, I'll tell you what someone told me. What we know is very little, and what we don't know is infinite. And it takes intellectual humility to accept that. I challenge you to embrace the fact that you don't know nothing. Embrace it. Get comfortable with it, because if you get cocky with this honor, then you're betraying what an Eagle Scout is. You are not great because you are an Eagle Scout. You have done great things to become one, but now it takes even greater things to remain an Eagle Scout with that honor. Accept that challenge. Be humble. If you want to inspire people, do not try to be bigger than you are, because everyone knows that you're human. It stinks when you go to the bathroom, Harrison. Don't forget that. If you want to inspire people, you make yourself as small as you can and let people find out that you're an Eagle Scout. And when they do, they're going to look at you different. They're going to feel differently about you, just like I did when I found out that he was becoming an Eagle Scout. And I asked to be here. I asked to do this because I'm so proud of him. We love this kid, don't we? Because we love our children, we love our community, and we want our country to succeed. This is the way to make it happen. We always say that the younger generation is our future. What are we doing? What's our investment? Today I'm in a place where that investment is what it should be. And we are reaping the harvest of that in you, Harrison. Go forth, do great things. You're the first Eagle Scout I've known personally, and it makes me so proud to know you, because I know you're going to do great things. There are other future Eagle Scouts here, I bet, by the look in your eye. I salute you. Thank you for your service already, because you're not sitting on the sidelines. You're doing the things that make a difference, and we need you now more than ever. God bless you all. Thank you for being here and supporting Harrison today.
That was fantastic, and I feel like I made a very large mistake by opting to go second. So, and I don't have my words memorized. I'm just not that sharp. Harrison, you have shown a great deal of trust, allowing me to get up here and speak on your behalf. And if I recall this correctly, Mandy first actually asked me to deliver the Eagle Challenge. And then Harrison asked me to deliver the Eagle Charge, but then he realized that he actually meant for Ed Hurlburt to deliver the charge. And after that, I pointed out that the charge and the challenge are basically the same thing. So here I am. And as I sat down to write, I thought to myself, what would Harrison do if he were writing these comments? So I put it off, and I wrote it on my way here.
Yup.
Then I thought, if Harrison were Spider-Man, which Spider-Man would he be? Would he be Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man 2 Spider-Man? Or might he be Andrew Garfield, Amazing Spider-Man 2 Spider-Man? Personally, I think he would be Tom Holland, Avengers Infinity War Spider-Man. Specifically, I picture him in the scene right before he blips, as he says, Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good, I don't want to go! And then he's gone. So Harrison joined Troop 200 about 2 years ago, and from the first day we met him, he made it clear he was determined to finish the requirements needed to become an Eagle Scout. And however, it was also crystal clear that Harrison had multiple other interests and commitments, and most notably, he was very dedicated to several different soccer teams. And additionally, I think most of you know that Harrison is a world-class Gaga champion. In all seriousness, knowing that Harrison was drawn in several directions, when we had our first Scoutmaster conference, I asked him what he was willing to sacrifice to become an Eagle Scout. And I honestly don't think he quite knew what I meant at the time. But over the next few years, it became clearer to him, and he made some tough choices along the way. Now, I have never seen Harrison be anything but confident and upbeat. The first camping trip I remember Harrison going on with Troop 100 was to Camp Roosevelt in February. And I saw Dominic here, and I saw Jerry here. So I know they can attest that it was by far the coldest camping trip we've ever been on, with lows at night, seriously, around 15 degrees below zero. The propane stoves wouldn't even work because the propane wouldn't aerosolize. Harrison never complained once about being cold, and he worked with the other scouts to keep their spirits up despite the challenging conditions. Now, I should have known he might be a handful when Mandy showed up to pick him up early Sunday morning for a soccer practice. The first words out of her mouth weren't about the weather or how the troop had done in the camporee competition. The first thing Mandy said to me after having driven for about an hour and a half in the snow to get there, she said, "Was Harrison a big pain in the neck?" Looking back now, I should have seen what Harrison would be like as he got older. You see what I did there?
Yeah.
Harrison showed his commitment to scouting and to Troop 200 when he agreed to become the senior patrol leader. Being the SPL takes a lot of time and organization, and truth be told, Harrison did not have either of those in abundance. Just being honest. However, he listened to directions as well as any 16-year-old boy can, and he was open to feedback and guidance. The one thing Harrison always brought with him was a positive attitude and a big smile. And he mentored 2 different assistant senior patrol leaders and formed good working relationships with the other boys in the troop. And I can honestly say, Harrison, I think that where we stand for youth leadership is a direct result of what you brought along the way. So thank you very much for that. Harrison, some of you may know, has a unique ability to overcomplicate just about anything. If you showed Harrison a 2-foot wide creek and gave him an 8-foot long board, he would try to build you a suspension bridge. Harrison is the only Eagle Scout I know who had a t-shirt designed for his Eagle project. And having said that, serving both donuts and pizza was a very nice touch. So, he showed his love for Gaga and his commitment to his community by working with the South School in Rockland to purchase and install a Gaga pit. The installation was not without challenges, but Harrison did a good job directing both youth and adults, and he finished the day with an impromptu Gaga game. However, Harrison's challenge with organization made finishing his Eagle paperwork almost an impossible task. He did eventually get it done, and he did schedule a quarter review. Now, I have to admit that as I sat at the Augusta Elks Lodge, wondering where he was, 30 minutes after he should have been there, I was getting a little worried. And when he arrived, he explained to me that he and Mandy had to stop at a Staples store on the way so he could print 3 pictures of his Eagle project. Typical Harrison. Harrison usually listened to other adults when they gave him guidance and direction. I'm sure he listened to his various soccer coaches, and he usually listened to the adult leaders in Troop 200. There is one piece of advice I gave Harrison that he absolutely ignored, and that is regarding his job at Camp Hines this summer. I told Harrison to try to get a job on the waterfront. That is where most of the older staffers work, and it is a position of great responsibility. And it doesn't hurt that you get to spend your days in or on the water. Harrison respectfully and politely nodded and completely ignored me. So he will be working this summer as the director of the sports area, which basically means he'll be setting up the net on the volleyball court and refereeing Gaga ball games. So Harrison, at least try to be the best sports director that Camp Hines has ever had. So, in all sincerity, Harrison is one of the most earnest young men I've ever met. He cares very much about how other people feel and never wants to offend or hurt others. And this made you, Harrison, an excellent role model for his peers and other scouts. Mandy, you have raised a young man who knows how to show respect and lead others. Harrison, listen to your mother. It has been a pleasure working with Harrison. I had the opportunity to help him with several merit badges, and I was his scoutmaster while he was senior patrol leader. I can say with a great deal of confidence that Harrison, whatever path you choose, I know you will do your best. Don't overthink your decisions and keep smiling. Thank you for being a part of Troop 200, and congratulations on becoming an Eagle Scout. Thank you. Now, if Heidi O'Donnell and Jason Bailey would come forward for the George Washington Scout Law and the Purpose and Meaning Scout.
I'll be reading in the words of George Washington. So I practiced a few times, just bear with me. Few U.S. presidents have embodied the Scout Law more than the first George Washington, even though he died long before Scouting began. At age 15, Washington created a set of rules for himself, many of which align with the points of the Scout Law. Listen to the wisdom of President Washington.
A scout is trustworthy.
Undertake not what you cannot perform, but be careful to keep your promise.
A scout is loyal.
Be not hasty to believe flying reports to disparagement of any. Speak not evil of the absent, for it is unjust.
A scout is helpful.
Wherein you reprove another, be unblameable yourself. For example is more prevalent than precepts. In visiting the sick, do not play the physician, if you be not knowing therein.
A scout is friendly.
Show not yourself glad at misfortune of another, though he were your enemy. Let your conversation be without malice or envy.
A scout is courteous.
Be not forward, but friendly and courteous, the first to salute, hear, and answer. Speak not when others speak, sit not when others stand. Speak not when you should hold your peace. Walk not when others stop. Turn not your back to others, especially in speaking. Lean not on anyone.
A scout is kind.
When a man does all he can, though it succeeds not well, blame not him that it did.
A scout is obedient.
Honor and obey your natural parents, although they be poor. Strive not with your superiors in argument, but always submit your judgment to others with modesty.
A scout is cheerful.
Speak not of doleful things in times of mirth, nor at the table. Put on a cheerful countenance, for good humor makes one dish of meat a feast.
A scout is thrifty.
Let your discourse with men of business be short and comprehensive. In your apparel be modest, and endeavor to accommodate nature rather than procure admiration.
A scout is brave.
Fight to keep alive in your breast that little spark of celestial fire called conscience.
A scout is clean.
Use no reproachful language against anyone, neither curse nor revile. Let your recreations be mental, not sinful.
A scout is reverent.
When you speak of God or his attributes, let it be seriously in reverence. I don't know who's next.
So Scouts, if you would please rise and join me in the Scout Oath. On my honor,
I will do my best to do my duty in God and my country with obey Scout law, to help other people at all times, keep myself physically strong, mentally
eagle to represent scouting best is very appropriate. The eagle is, of course, our national bird, adorning our coins, several state flags, and the Great Seal of the United States of America. But the symbolism of the eagle goes back much further in time. In fact, the eagle has symbolized humankind's best since the dawn of recorded history. The eagle has long been a symbol of good triumphing over evil. The ancient Greeks depicted the eagle holding a serpent in his claws, much as the American eagle holds arrows and an olive branch. So too, the eagle scout battles evil in the world and with the good in him or herself. Armies from ancient Rome to 19th century Europe have marched under eagle standards. Sioux warriors adorned their war bonnets with eagle feathers. Since 1912, an army of Eagle Scouts, more than 2 million strong, has gone out to build a better world for themselves and their fellow people. Many cultures watching the eagle fly toward the sun have associated the bird with their sun god. To the Assyrians, for example, the eagle represented the sun god Azure, and in early Christianity, the eagle symbolized the ascension of Christ into heaven. Today, the Eagle Scout continues to fly high, gazing always toward his or her goals. For countless centuries, the eagle has represented victory and valor, grace and beauty. The Eagle Scout represents those things, as well as the values embodied in the Scout Oath and Law. The eagle is a rare creature. When you see one flying, you can't help but stop and watch its graceful, exuberant soaring. The Eagle Scout is a rare creature too, and a joy to watch fly. In this country, the eagle is, I believe, on the endangered species list and a protected animal. And there was a man out camping. He had a campfire going, cooking his supper. Game warden walks out and said, "That's a great horned owl you're cooking there. That's protected animal, endangered species. I'm gonna have to arrest you right now and come with me. It's gonna be a fine and maybe jail." Man says, "But officer, please, may I plead my cause?" "Okay, what do you have to say?" He said, "I've been lost for weeks. I was running out of food. I was starving. It was a matter of survival." Warden says, "That's the truth?" "Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's true." "I'll let you go this time. Don't let it happen again." So the warden starts to walk away. Then he paused for a minute and said, "Well, out of curiosity, what's the horned owl taste like?" He goes, the man says, "Oh, it tastes about the same as a bald eagle." First of all, I'd like to extend a congratulations to all the scouts who, when high school hits, they stick with it. High school takes its toll on a lot of scouts, because you've got an academic regimen, sports, girls, driver's ed, and wise guys, and that's their stuff. Well, that's their loss. So I commend all you scouts who stuck with it in high school. A friend of mine stopped by the house once, and he knows I have a gun or two. And he said, "Let me show you something, Craig." And he hauls this firearm out of his truck, and this is no fish or exaggeration, it was this long. It's made by an Israeli firearms company, and it was 50 caliber. And if you pull the trigger on that, you better be hanging on. But the name of it is, James, you know what I'm talking about?
Only one gun I can think of, that's Desert Eagle.
Desert Eagle, yes, sir. We just lost Toby Keith in his song Red, White, and Blue. He pretty much says, if you mess with America, when the eagle flies, there's going to be hell to pay. So you fellows have a lot to live up to. I used to work with a retired Marine who was a recruiter, and we were talking about Boy Scouts. And he said if a recruit survives basic training, and he has Eagle Scout on his application, it's an instant promotion from private to private first class. And to me, that's commendable, because as far as I know, the United States Marine Corps doesn't hand out anything unless you're worthy of it and have earned it. So that's really food for thought, guys. You could be leading guys into combat or out of a jungle or any imaginable situation. Sorry, I'm not doing this extemporaneously as the first fellow. He did a great job. Okay. In the Second World War, there were, before the United States entered the war, the Battle of Britain was going on, and there was a lack of pilots. So American volunteers would go to Britain, and they would fly for the RAF, and their names were the Eagle Squadron. And if anyone ever goes to the Legion Hall in Rockland, I can't remember the fellow's name, but there's an American World War II veteran in his uniform, American uniform, with American wings here, and the RAF wings over there, so I'm pretty much guessing he was an Eagle Squadron, but Eagles, it's everywhere, fellas. All right. This next excerpt is kind of dear to my heart. I didn't serve my country, I wish I did. But I also believe if you enjoy your freedom, thank a veteran, so maybe we could, to the My father served in the 82nd Airborne Division, so paratroopers has something I have a soft spot for. I'm sure we've all heard of the Band of Brothers. We've all seen that. Well, that was about the 101st Airborne Division that served in the Second World War, Normandy, D-Day, but most famously for their stand at a town in Belgium called Bastogne during Battle of Bulge. They were surrounded by the Germans, and the Germans sent in a surrender interpreter with the message said to the American general, "You're surrounded, surrender or be annihilated," the German commander. The American General McAuliffe sent his interpreter out with a one-word message to the German commander, "Nuts," the American commander. And the interpreter, as I was walking out, the German goes, "Nuts, what's that mean?" Well, one second I thought I won't tell you what he really said in the church, but the rest is history. They held on and they won. And by the way, their shoulder insignia is Screaming Eagle. My father, who was Scoutmaster in Thompson for a while, he always brought me up to believe that there's nothing wrong with a helping hand, but there's don't have much use for a handout. We believe in the boy-led troop, which I 100% support, but we have to use discretion and wisdom. We can't let go completely, because if you remember that book you were forced to read in high school called The Lord of the Flies, that was kind of a boy-led troop too, and things didn't go so well for them. So where I'm going with this is, Mandy's been a helping hand to the Scouts, to her son. She's given up her time, of her vehicle, of her muffler, of her money. So maybe we could put our helping hands together for Mandy. Okay, my son Nicholas has a little something he'd like to share. If he would come up, please.
I don't like that look. Geez, how am I gonna follow that up? Kind, gracious, smart, amazing. Those are all the words I'm surprised you guys are saying about him. I got a little thing I'd like to say. Let's see, everything Harry's done to make me blow my stack. I got a little story of when we did that amazing 20-mile hike. Yes, the dreaded 20-mile hike for the hiking merit badge. Harry's friend, my dad, and myself going along with the scouting fundamentals. Harry asked a friend to come along as a possible introduction to scouting. Our route was from my house at the creek up the street to Beechwood Street, then to Route 90, then to Route 17 for the 10-mile halfway. We stopped for lunch and a rest at Tolman Pond Market. The merit badge requirements call for a write-up of the hike. primary historic places or wildlife. However, the requirement didn't necessarily say the wildlife had to be actually alive. Harry snapped a great photo of a roadkill skunk, a roadkill raccoon, a roadkill squirrel. I'm not sure. Almost home, Mandy had to airlift Harry's friend out of the squadron. But the rest of us made it by crawling to Thomaston. Harry was first, again, trying to recruit a scout. Harry, trying to recruit a scout is a good thing. But if you want to have him introduced to scouting, maybe like a cookout or a small get-together or a meeting, not a dreaded 20-mile hike. But seriously, congratulations. And I see that now you're an older scout, you're an older guy like me. You see that you're now the old one in the troop. And you can look back and see the younger ones. And now you know the pain too. Congratulations, James.
No, I'm not done.
Oh.
Quite often I drive Route 90 and think about that hike with fond recollection. Back to the Marines. Any Marines in here? What's your insignia called?
Globe and anchor, isn't it?
Eagle Globe and Anchor.
Yes, thank you. Yes, the Eagle, Globe and Anchor. I just want to point that out at this ceremony. The last three laws in the Scout Law, brave, clean, and reverent. I really won't go too much into clean, because I remember one ride home from Camp Hines, and I'm glad it was summertime, because we had to put every single window in the trunk. It was a long ride. But, getting back to brave and reverent. This last 4th of July, I was at the Thomaston Parade, and I saw Harrison marching through the parade. And I wasn't really paying much attention. Hi, Harry, how you doing? And kept going. So I really didn't see what he was representing. I saw him later on up at the activities. Harry, what were you doing in the parade? Because I was walking for my church, for the Salvation Army. If walking for God in this day and age, out in public, and you were by yourself, right, Harry? With other people? There are a couple people with you. If that's not the qualities of an Eagle Scout and showing brave and reverence, I don't know what is. So I salute you for that. And to finish up, in Isaiah chapter 40, verse 31, but they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. Thank you.
Hi there, I'm Ed Herbert, an Eagle Scout and Assistant Scoutmaster with Troop 200. Today we're all here for Harrison. Congratulations and back patting and great job, nice work, good game, high five. He's earned his badges, completed the project, filled out a mountain of paperwork several times over. I bet he wasn't expecting to get out of the job today. I'm going to say a lot about, one of the things the last couple of guys said, and I'm not going to say it as well. So remember what they said. The job of an Eagle Scout. The job of an Eagle Scout is to go out into the world and examine exemplify what it means to live by the Scout Oath and the Scout Law. I brought to Troop 200 a few rules. Rule number 1, and the boys here all know it because they've heard it a whole bunch of times. If you're not standing on the edge, you're taking up too much space. Now there's different types of edges, and everybody has them. The physical edges might be easiest to deal with for some of us. Pushing yourself physically, training long and hard, camping in the cold, or even physically standing on the edge of a cliff. Harry's an athlete. He understands the physical edges, even knows where some of them are. And there's the other edges. Stepping up to uncomfortable situations. Introducing yourself to someone new and maybe asking for a job or a loan or help. Speaking up in a crowd. Standing up to an injustice or someone or something who you think is doing wrong. Your edge is your comfort zone. We all have them. Sometimes you don't know where that edge is until you've gone over it. Physically, pushing your body over its limits of strength or endurance, hurting yourself and not being able to continue. Flipping over that canoe or kayak. You know, it gets on that edge. You don't quite know where the edge is until you're over it and swimming. And then there's actually even going over the edge of a cliff. Been there. Then we have to call on all the Eagle's hard skills to figure out how to get ourselves out of it. Then there's the not physical edges. Overcommitting ourselves. Time or money constraints. Being overbold socially maybe, and saying or doing something really stupid. Most of us have fallen over that edge at some point. And probably will again. But there's the job of an eagle, again, is to recover and to make it right. Brave. Brave enough to admit you were wrong. Trustworthy. If you said you'd do something, now you have to. Cheerful, helpful, friendly. Bail yourself out of a bad situation and make it right. That's some of the job requirements of an Eagle Scout. Find your edges, step up to them, and push them back. And then find a path to be true to yourself as well as the Scout Oath and the Scout Law. That is your charge. That's your new job. Now, for everyone here who's an Eagle Scout, please stand up. And Harrison, who's about to be, or is, or whatever. Harrison, I'm challenging you to enter into this brotherhood. I'd like you all to repeat after me. Scout sign. I reaffirm my allegiance.
I reaffirm my allegiance
to the three promises of the Scout Oath.
to the three promises of the Scout Oath.
I thoughtfully recognize and take upon myself
I thoughtfully recognize and take upon myself
the obligations and responsibilities of the rank of Eagle Scout. On my honor.
On my honor.
I will do my best.
I will do my best
to make my training an example.
to make my training an example.
My rank and my influence to count strongly.
My rank and my influence to count strongly.
For better scouting.
Better scouting.
For better citizenship.
For better citizenship.
In my troop.
In my troop.
And in my community.
And in my community.
And in my contacts with other people.
And in my contacts with other people.
To this I pledge my sacred honor.
To this I pledge my sacred honor.
Now, you can be an Eagle Scout.
Harrison and Mandy, would you please come join me?
Yeah. Who's that? That's it. Sorry, 1 second.
What were we saying earlier about planning and preparation?
The pin. Hair.
We're not at pins, we're doing this. Okay.
Sorry.
With me now?
Yeah.
All right. So Harrison, as an Eagle Scout, the first thing you would get, we're gonna take it out of the pack here, is your Eagle patch. Admire it, hold it, but you're never gonna wear it because you're an adult now. So the rank patch goes away, and you get to wear an Eagle knot instead. Okay, so doesn't that look great? That's fantastic. You also have in this presentation kit. I apologize.
Express.
There's a fancy ribbon in here. There we go. I don't want to break that.
You broke it. I'm just kidding.
Mandy, if you would please present this to Harrison and pin it on his uniform, I would suggest a pocket flap. No, you just push it.
Completely different from up here.
Harrison also went above and beyond. And for every 5 merit badges a scout earns beyond the 21 required to become an Eagle Scout, they earn a palm, which I can't remove from the plastic sleeve. Good grief. There we go. So Harrison is receiving a bronze palm, and you can go ahead and put that on this. Okay, Harrison, we also have, by the way, there are merit badges here that, you know, everybody, no, you go. That would be horrible, wouldn't it? No, those are merit badges that you earned, that you can take them with you when you're done there. Would you like anyone special to present your neckerchief and slide?
John.
Oh, okay.
My cameraman, by the way.
Okay.
Next me.
I'm gonna go the other way.
Go the other way.
Lawyers. All right, hold on. Oh. I thought we covered that. If you would present Harrison with his Eagle neckerchief, and you've got a slide there as well. There we go. Well done.
Hello, everybody. Testing. Everyone hear me? All right. So I have 3 pins You know, I was gonna write like a whole speech about each individual one, but I've been told to just say it from the heart instead of just reading off the script. It sounds like ChatGPT wrote it. So I would like to present the mother pin to Mandy Garcia, my mom. I don't want to break it. So this is going to my mother. She's been with me the whole time of my life, you know, 18 years. She's been helping me get to everything, whether it's Boy Scouts, soccer, school, late practices, very late practices. She has been there the whole time, and I just wanted to say thank you so much. And she's also known for, you know, screaming my name out during soccer games and saying, Harrison Garcia, mommy loves you. And I don't say anything back because A, I'm playing, and B, I look around like, who's that idiot? What a loser. So I would just like to say, Mandy Garcia, Harrison loves you. Un momento, por favor. All right, so this is a little tricky because my dad is not here. He's in Florida, but he's been with my mom for how many years? They were together for 5 years, and he eventually, yeah, he's been hospitalized for how many? Since I was 2, so 18 minus 2 is 16, so he's been hospitalized for like 16 years. So I just want to say thank you to my dad and to my dad's family, dad's side of the family, I should say. And I don't remember that day, but I do remember seeing pictures, and I had this like feeling that I can just see myself being baptized. I was baptized in Harrison, Maine at Crystal Lake, and I saw pictures of my dad holding me with my grandpa. But it just like that's like a core memory. That's gonna be with me for the rest of my life, and I don't want you to lose that picture, and I don't want to lose that memory. But I just want to say thank you to my dad and you guys. Thank you for showing up to my soccer games and everything. Like it means a lot, and I'm sure Dad would love to see me up here on the stage talking about him. And I would like to thank everybody to, like, you know, I'd like to thank him for everything that he's done to support me. Christy, my sister's right here, by the way. Yeah, that's my sister. She's really cool. So yeah, he's been an amazing father and dad. But I would like to give this father pin to Jose Garcia, my grandpa, mi abuelo. Joe Garcia, sorry. So he is that wasn't me. Yeah, I mean, what is there? There's so much to say, not in Spanish because I'm not there yet. But it's been a lot. He has been here for my dad, and he has been, you know, he's been checking up on me every chance he gets. He calls me to ask how my grades are, how my Spanish grade is, most importantly. And he's been taking me to the park and the core memories there that I have with him. He takes the time and he brings me to the soccer field so we can practice, and that's been going on since I was in like first grade. And he's been there as much as he can, and with my grandma too. He's been taking good care of her, and they've been traveling. They just got back from Pennsylvania to be here, but you're staying in Harrison, Maine is only great. So as a very good example as well. So with that, I would like to say thank you.
Harrison has been one of the lights in our life. We are very happy to be here, and we're sad that his dad cannot be here with us. But we are very happy that the rest of the family on his side are here. Thank you. And the only sad part is Harrison told me he wants to learn Spanish so he can speak about me when I die.
So, that happened. So I have one more mentor pin, but I realized that I would like to give them another mentor pin. So, Mom, can you please come over and receive the mentor pin? Like I said before, she's been doing everything for me. I mean, she even like talked to me about like having the courage to go up to my boss to ask for a job because it's about time I'm out of the house. So she has been telling me everything, and she calmed me down before this even started because I'm not good with public speaking. But she's been there for every day of my life, even when I'm away. She still texts me, she still calls me, she still emails me. Even when I'm grounded, she still emails me because she has an electronic device. So I just want to say thank you so much for being here, and thank you for being there, and forevermore. I'm not good with words. Sorry. Lo siento. Alright. Okay, alright. So this is my other mentor pen, my second mentor pen. Like I said, you guys have been here and you guys have like helped me to get here. I remember you taking a picture of me and him working on my Eagle project, and it was a weird feeling to see that like I'm almost there. I'm so close to getting my Eagle, and he's here seeing this happen and knows that I'm not just sitting around playing video games. I'm actually getting stuff done, and like it's unexplainable. I can't explain how grateful I am for these people. My grandpa and my mom, not these people, but you know what I mean. But I don't know what to say. I'm just so thankful that you're here and that you support me through this whole journey, and I want to thank you. Aquí. Por favor. I'm not going to finish. So that, I want to give them the mentor, the second one.
If I may say something else, Harrison has to practice more humility because he gloats every time he beats me playing chess.
He's also a very good chess player. I respect that.
We have a, that's it. So now we are going to have presentations and letters of commendation. Jeff Suforth and the American Legion, if you all would come on up, please.
My name is Rev. Dave Brasselot. I am the District 6 Knox County Chaplain and also the commander of Post 30 in Gambit. And on your behalf, I'd like to present an award Legion brother here, and, I wrote something down, unlike some people that can talk, I gotta read. I was reading about the eagle feather, and, I just had to write this down because I wanted to say it here. What we're gonna give here today is the eagle. It's not just any feather, but represents a eagle, the most respected of all creatures. The eagle is the most beloved by the Great Spirit because it represents life and how all things are divided into two parts. There is day and night, light and dark, summer and winter, war and peace, life and death. Likewise, we are two, male and female. We have two hands, two feet, two eyes. Each of us has a body and a soul. We smell good scents and foul odors, and we see beautiful and distasteful sights. We hear pleasant sounds and dreadful news. We use our hands for good deeds or bad. We have before us two paths. Scouting encourages us to follow the way of good, of bravery, of service, honor, and brotherhood. We also may choose selfishness, laziness, mean spirit, and deceit. The choice belongs to each of us. Harrison has made the right choice. On your journey, you have chosen the scouting way. And know your work you have earned to keep your rank, wear the patch you receive proudly. I also present to each of you. When you see it, remember that it represents that we face choices every day, which the path we should follow. Stay true and continue the trail of the eagle. Now, for my part, on behalf of the district and the Department of Maine Fort Legion, I'd like to present the citizenship citation awarded to Harrison Garcia, Scout Troop 200, who has attained the rank of Eagle Scout, presented this 11th day of May, 2024, at War Memorial Post 30.
Thankfully, my part's easy. It was already written down for me. I'm going to recite something that comes with every one of these for you guys. Many boys and girls learn the oath and the law and become tenderfoot scouts. Most will become second-class scouts. Along the way, a few drop out and never become first-class scouts. Fewer still, so on the star. The leader now has a goal in mind, and fewer still become life scouts. Only a few demonstrating leadership, hard work, and perseverance will finish the task. Less than 4 in 100. We are proud of you, Harrison. You accomplished your goal. Now take a deep breath. There's more to be told. You have just started the trial. A trail without end. We call this great trail living life. We know you can study. We know you can learn. We know you can lead. We know you will succeed. In the near future, we will entrust you to prepare in the face of our nation, our state, and our home. Remember your debt you owe to the boys and girls who have many great eagles to fly. A lifetime of scouting will keep you alive.
Being a preacher, I'm not gonna miss a chance to say a prayer for our Eagle Scout. Dear Lord, we thank you for the opportunity to come together as family, friends, leaders, and fellow scouts on this significant day. Today is a celebration of a journey, a
A journey full of challenges, friendships, struggles, and occasionally a little fun. Today we think of all the merit badges earned along the way, the oaths committed to, and the service to our community. So we ask for your blessing for this scout, his family who supported and encouraged him, and the fellow scouts who helped him along the way. Bless the scout leaders and all those who are here physically or in spirit. Continue to walk with him and be with him always. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
And would Mr. Morris Berry from Fort Cobb Camp number 68 please come forward?
I told Harry I wasn't gonna make a long speech, so I won't. I come here representing Corporal Cobb, Camp number 68, Department of Maine, Sons of Union Veterans of the Civil War. We are all in this group descendants of Civil War veterans. And personally, I would like to thank and salute all of you who have served. It has been a practice of the Sons of Union Veterans of the Civil War to give an award to those who have attained the Eagle Scout. And it gives me great pleasure today, in the name and by the authority of the Sons of Union Veterans of the Civil War, to all who see these present greetings, this commendation given to Harrison Garcia on attaining the rank of Eagle Scout in the Boy Scouts of America, dated this 11th day of May in the year 2024.
Sue Fowler, would you please come up?
And Chrissy Garcia. Together. Sister and my mom's friend. That too.
I didn't know I was gonna have to get up and do this. But, Mandy has certainly set an example of leadership. Whenever she plans a party or has an event going on, she's always recruiting help. And I was one of the helpers that get recruited. So I've been to a few scout meetings, camps, events. Mandy was busy working and Harrison needed a ride. And I even had the pleasure of going over to South School one day to have a meeting with the principal about this big dog outfit. And the funny part was, he gave me a call and he said, "Can you give me a ride home?" And I said, actually, yeah, I can do that. So I go over to pick him up and he says to me, sort of funny, "I wasn't prepared, it's raining." So he was laughing at himself. I liked his humanity and humility that day, like I should have been more prepared. So anyway, my job, your mother gave to me, was to send out a few letters to let people know of your award, or of your accomplishment. And so I have folders here. I've been feeling very special because these I've been getting mail from senators and governors and all of that on your behalf. So I'm not going to read all of them to you
date of Maine Supreme Court, Supreme Court Justice has sent you some greetings. This is from Angus King, one of our senators, as well as Susan Collins, another senator. So I've got all of those to give to you. Let's see. This is from Susan Collins. Here we have the Military Order of World War. So you can get a lot of these, you can need a big room to put all these on the wall. Another by Charlie Pingree. So lots of folks locally and nationally that are sending you congratulations. I was a little disappointed to see this envelope return. This was one we sent to Toby McGuire. Really hoped Toby might send him a little greeting, but somehow or other we got the wrong address in spite of, and I also have not heard back from Mr. Nessie. And I think when you were a younger scout, you had the pleasure of meeting the then current governor. Remember that? You were probably, yeah, Paul LePage was the governor. How old were you?
I was 8.
Yeah. So Mandy has a picture of, I guess there was a very heated meeting. And if you know the history of Paul LePage, he wasn't always a calm and collected guy. He was kind of out there and had lots of controversy in his term and whatever. But apparently Harrison got on the list to ask him questions in some town hall. And Mandy has this picture of this little boy in his Boy Scout uniform.
Actually, it was a Spider-Man sweatshirt.
Yeah, Spider-Man sweatshirt. And he asked Paul LePage, they said, okay, well, here's one last person from the audience. Can I ask you a question, Governor? What would you like to ask? Do you remember what you asked him?
Yeah, the question was, if you wanted to have it was like if you wanted a superhero, what superhero would you be and what would your powers be? I said confidently.
Apparently it broke the tension in the room quite well. Everybody started laughing and he gave some lovely politically correct answer. But apparently he remembered that or something in it. So he sent you a personal note and a couple more trinkets for you.
He also gave me a high five, which is pretty cool. And then he gave me this pin right here. That I kept in my lost. So I did not. It was actually on my wheel. I forgot the name of it, but it was like I found it.
Well, he sent you another one. He sent you another couple things. So I'm sorry that we didn't get from that here. I really have to say a couple words. When I was asked to speak today, I asked, well, what would you like me to do? And he said, can you read some letters? And I said, oh yeah, I can read, that's fine. And it's funny, I didn't prepare for the roast. I didn't know if that's part of the Eagle Scout Award, but I prepared for it. And you know, there's so many of us out there that love you. There's so many people and letters that we're so excited to support you that don't even know you yet. And you've done so much. I haven't always been in the same hometown that you've been in, but it's been an honor to watch you grow and to watch you become the person that you are. And it's honestly very exciting to meet all of you who've loved and supported him here in Maine and abroad and all over. So thank you for having me, and thank you for being who you are and inspiring us to be better.
Alex Hernandez, if you would come up for the unscripted Eagle segment.
Alex Hernandez. I was scoutmaster in Thomaston for Troop 13 for about 4 years or so. Harrison was one of my scouts, and we were all novices at the time. I've never done this before, so one of the things that he asked me to do to come up today was to do kind of this unscripted segment. This is going to be more of a memories time, and it's going to be inclusive of the audience. I have here some beads, and these beads are of various colors. And so I would invite people to come up and choose a color and see what that color is and see what it reminds them of Harrison. For instance, green. Well, when I joined the troop, I was very green, being in that form of leadership role, and Harrison was very green, being a young scout in scouting, right? We had a lot of adventures together, being in green, nature related, whether it was, you're also doing your soccer and soccer stains and whatnot, but always remember that it will always be green, right? It was mentioned here earlier today that you may know a bit, but that you don't really know everything. And you really only know a very small fractional amount. And so you'll always be green in that sense. What's nice to know too about that is that you got to realize that everyone else around you is also green, right? Everyone else is also learning, and they're striving to be the best they can on their daily basis. And so one way to do that is, even if you yourself are green, is to help lift up other people, so that way they can learn some more too. So, anyways, I invite you guys to come up, usually one at a time, but feel free.
I'll go next.
There's a lot of pretty colors to choose from, Chase.
Let's see. There's one that's pink. Actually, I'm not going to talk about the color, as it is the shape of a cat. And let me tell you something. In those early days, when you were in 215 with me, I think I needed it every single 9 lives of a cat to have to deal with you. Your antics. But I will state this. Harrison, like me, started out scouting, not in 215, but in 206. That was the Rockland troop. Then he transferred over, like me, in 215. Difference is I had a bit of a head start on him by several years. I didn't even meet him until he came into 215. And when I first met him, I wondered, what the heck am I getting involved with here? Here with this kid. However, you have advanced pretty well. And while everybody talks about how good you are, Gaga, let me tell you something. You at the pool tables are very scary. Really how good you are. And then that little time at foosball, on one of our little camp outs, somebody brought a foosball table, smoked everybody. Which probably means to say, I can't believe I'm saying this again, I pity the foos. But still. A couple weeks ago I had my own eagle ceremony, at which I gave him a sword of authority. Authority, being trust. Don't break that, because let me tell you something, buddy. That hunk of tin ain't nothing compared to what you had to go through to get it. So keep all them 9 lives handy, my friend. Also, you need to really work on what type of bet you make. I recall a few you never paid off on.
I remember a lot of that.
So I got Brett. So playing with soccer with you for the past, 4 years, you drove us up walls, made us question why we're at the team. But you always taught us that we can have fun at soccer, enjoy it a little bit. But there's one moment that you you all made us question it again. At a tournament, where a game that very much mattered to us, this kid decides to bear hug a guy, basically becoming friends with him, gets sent off. But even though he got sent off, we all got frustrated. We all got to remember how much we enjoy playing with Harrison. Even though he makes mistakes, we all learn. We all gain from these experiences. So, that's what Red means to all.
I don't know why I picked the steam engine. I don't know what connection I'd have to trains at all. But, you know, while I mention it, it does look like an early 1800s design. It was diamond smokestack, the pilot. The old cylinder doesn't... Oh, wait a minute, that's why. No, we're sort of like steam engines in a way. They have troubles too. They snort, they swear when climbing a hill. They strain, they wheel slip, and we struggle. You struggled a lot, and you made me struggle a lot with all the pain you brought me. But it's pink, too. Innocence, from when you first joined, and when I first met you. What a nice guy I thought. What a nice young kid who I'm sure I'll have no problems with at all, ever. That's our life. But I can't really think much off the cuff, but I think this is a good thing for you to remember me by and for me to think up and go like, yeah, he was an alright kid. But, and also, you're welcome for all I did with you.
Hi, my name is Frances, and I was part of Troop 215 in Thomaston. I chose a silver theme, and I know every scout knows why it's important to have silver color. Do you know?
Yes.
What is it?
That's equal required.
Correct. Silver, if you look at Harrison's badge, all the silver required, Eagle required badges have silver rims. And all the elected ones have green. Why this is important is, when we were registering for summer camp, all Harrison wanted to do was to choose all the elected ones. Those are the fun badges to have. Doing fun things. No studying or anything like that. So I had said to him, I said, are you interested in getting an, earning an Eagle? He said, yeah. I said, well, you're not getting there. If you don't do anything with the silver badges. I don't know, he knew why he didn't do it. But he earned all the elected ones. So did you finally have to change your mind and buckle down?
I believe so.
Yeah. And the most difficult one for Harrison was the management merit badge. Personal management. He asked me so many questions about, what is this about time? Money. Well, you will learn, I hope that you read that that's why I chose the silver color, because of the, people require that.
I've watched you grow, I've watched you struggle. I've come over from 2254 to help Alex and help Fran for a couple Scout Master conferences, Board of Review. And the beat I picked was blue because there were some days we didn't think you were gonna get here. Corral back on the right path, but since then, you have shown us that you're capable of the charge, and we are proud to be able to become leaders. So it's my pleasure, it's when you watch you grow, you come to support our boys, you know, and their equal promotion, so I'm happy to be your leaders.
I picked red. It's his favorite color. He wanted to take it to Spider-Man's color. With a heart, because I love you. And I just have to pick red. I turned mine on. It's red with the sparkles. I've known Christy and Mandy for over 25 years, so I knew when Harrison came along, he just showed great influence and power and turned the house upside down. Lovely man. And I loved when he would look up at me, and maybe it's that smile right there. He would look up at me with this big grin. And I just loved that so much. And I heard a bit of a story from Nancy, and I did not ask permission to use it, but I think it'll be okay. Harrison had a fellow in his life who was part of his team, and this adult berated Harrison and was very hard on him, and there was no reason for it. He's an amazing athlete, delightful young man, and he just didn't have treatment. And Harrison, in great maturity, stepped over that ill treatment and invited that fellow to come here today. Oh. Who did not come. Which is maybe another reason why I speak of it. But I am so amazed at that level of compassion and kindness and maturity that he can do that.
Oh.
school colors and all the great times we've had throughout high school and the horrible ones. And I'm very thankful.
And that concludes my segment.
Alright. Maybe this is my speech now, so.
Yep.
Alright, good. Okay, so, backtracking with the whole, Harrison's unprepared, or he does things last minute, and he overcompensates. I will tell you for a fact that is true. I told my English teacher, Mr. Lawrence, my AP line from last year, I said, hey, I would like to, if you aren't able to make it, I would like for you to edit the speech. And so he said, sure, send it to me, share with me, and I'll give you some recommendations and feedback. I said, great. So I gave it to him like 4 days ago. So I made some changes myself as well. Love that, everybody. All right. That's the end, right? Yep. That's the middle, and that's the beginning. Okay. All right. Yeah, and I was so unprepared that I had the document saved as Untitled 1. So.
I recognize this thing.
These recent months, I have been thinking of what to say to all of you, and the truth is, I can't think of anything. Before earning my Eagle rank, I knew what I wanted to say, but now that I'm here, I don't. It is difficult for me to stand up here giving a speech about my scouting career. I had gone through everything I could imagine, like hiking 35 miles within 48 hours for a merit badge, putting lettuce in boiling mac and cheese, ruining everyone's appetite. And by the way, it is back there. Do not eat that. It is fire. For show and tell only.
Cautionary tale for you youngsters.
Don't do that. And experiencing the 2023 National Jamboree. Everyone in this room has helped me reach this goal. I could start from day one and just talk, but that would take too long. I was also considered reminiscing about my favorite memories of scouting, but that too would take too long. I was told by many, this is your court of honor. You can say whatever you'd like. So that is what I'll do. And no, I will not be wasting this speech by self-promoting my HarryDatBerry YouTube channel. See what I did there? Because that'd be crazy.
Harry, look at the American flag.
You know it. I wanted different stories relating to lessons like decision-making, commitment, and leadership. These are a few of the many that I wanted to speak about. However, I don't want anyone to fall asleep or get bored. So with all of these choices, I'm going to tell you the hardest experience I went through to get here, which is change. I'm a semi-resilient person when it comes to change. At least that's what I believe. I've gone through many changes: schools, friends, troops, camps, and even mentality. But when I try to switch to something better, I feel unsure, because what if? What if something happens that isn't worth the change? What if what I have will never be taught? Why did I go through that just for something to not go my way? Why? We all have these moments, but what it comes down to is how you will react. Instead, don't try to hold on to what isn't yours now. Let go of what's good for something better. Some of you may have heard me saying, some of you have heard the saying, now this is for you guys, never back down, never give up. I say this a lot, but also live by it. Sure, it sounds cliche, but when a rough patch occurs and you don't feel like you will get out of it, you just think to yourself, I've made it this far, but how far can I go? Is this it? Is it the end? In life, all you need is that click, that can instantly change your perspective on things. After COVID became relevant, I was stuck. I didn't want to participate in scouting events. Nothing interested me, and I didn't care what people said about my laziness. I still have that. Until Dr. Elwell, who worked with my mother, was struggling with cancer and heard about me being in Boy Scouts. I was told he was excited and happy for me. He asked my mother if we could set up a Zoom so he would talk about his experience and where I currently was at. My mom said sure, but there isn't going to be any way that he is interested, and he's beyond the point of changing his mind. I was on the Zoom with him and we talked. I listened and started asking questions. He was delighted to answer them with the intent I would learn and jump into action with what he had told me. I began smiling. Sorry, I began smiling, visualizing myself in activities I never thought of. I kept telling myself, hey, that can be me. My attitude changed after the call, and when I thanked him, he told me that it is possible, and he has no doubt I will enjoy my time in scouting. I told him thank you, and the second I hung up, I directed my attention to my mom and said to her with no hesitation, I want to earn my Eagle Scout. I also remember I was at Camp Hines in 2021 when I was turning my scouting perspective around, and I went stargazing and being surrounded with my friends, and I told myself, I'm not going to give up on this. The second I told myself I could do this, I only had 929 days to earn Eagle, less than 3 years to earn the required ranks and merit badges. I knew what needed to be done, and after that week at Hines, I committed myself to Boy Scouts, and on February 19th, I had my Eagle Board Review. I was more than excited to attend meetings and events. It was an adventure of a lifetime. Of course, I had to deal with people saying Boy Scouts wasn't worth it, that it doesn't teach you anything, or it's a waste of time. But I never doubted myself, because I knew nothing can get in the way of my hard work and effort I put into scouting. Boy Scouts is simple, but not easy. The memories are what make it count. The valuable lessons are what stay with you on your journey to the Eagle and are what prepare you for life. Thank you.
Simple, but not easy. I love that. I gotta remember that. So my Scoutmaster minute today will be both simple, well, it'll be easy. Yeah, it'll be simple. I went to my local hardware store a couple days ago, knowing exactly what I wanted. I needed fire bricks. I know it's May. I know they're likely not in stock, but it's worth a shot. This guy has everything. He's about probably 10 years older than I am, and whenever I walk in, Vic will look at me and go, hey Ed, how are you? What can I help you find? So I knew I was going to walk in and Vic would be there, and I'd say, hey Vic, I'm looking for fire bricks. Only when I walked in, Vic wasn't there. It was, I don't know, a very pleasant 18-year-old young woman, and she says hi. She didn't know who I was, and I said, do you have any fire bricks in stock? And I was thinking to myself, there's no way this young woman is going to know if they have fire bricks or not. But she did know where they would be if they had them, and she pointed me directly to the aisle, very clearly. They're between I think it was harnesses and something else. They're down that aisle, which is kind of where I thought they would be. So I went and looked, and no fire bricks. They got all kinds of chimney stove and different various parts for a wood stove, but no fire bricks. No big deal. So I'm walking out, and as I'm leaving, I say to her, I guess you're out of fire bricks. And she says, oh, thanks for coming in. Thanks for thinking of us. And I thought, on my way out, I smiled, and I thought, she added, honestly, absolutely nothing to my experience. I knew where they would be, and she told me where they would be, same thing. But she was friendly, and she thanked me. And I thought, wow, she added with not knowing anything about what I needed. She still added value to that transaction. It was very simple. It was very easy. And I would charge you, Harrison, to keep that same thing in mind. You don't have to be an expert to be helpful. You don't even have to know what you're doing. Seriously, I know that sounds funny. You don't have to know what you're doing to be helpful. Alex, you said you were never Scoutmaster before you were Scoutmaster. I was never a Scoutmaster before I was a Scoutmaster. Ed Hurlbert was never a Scoutmaster before he was a Scoutmaster. Somehow it worked out. Simple but easy. My charge to everyone here today is just find a way, whether you're an expert or not, find a simple, easy way to add some value and help people out. Thank you all for coming today.
Best Bruce, but if I can have troop 200, Marcus, you too. You can come up here and we'll do best Bruce. I don't, buddy. No worries. Tag along. If any scouts would like to join us.
Oh, my shirt.
Yo, Bruce. Wow. All the light of day as our campfire fades away. Silently each scout should ask, have I done my daily task? Have I kept my honor bright? Can I guiltlessly tonight? Have I done and have I dared everything to be prepared? Days done from the sun, from the lakes, from the hills, from the sky. All is well, safely rest. All is well.
May the great Scoutmaster of all Scouts be with us till we meet again.
Also, for anyone wondering, yeah, you can subscribe. It's free, by the way. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Make sure to link in the description.
Huh?